I think fans have had a marketing problem for decades. Because despite what the box might suggest, fans don't actually cool rooms. They cool people. That's an important difference. Now, if all you want is breeze while you are sitting on a sofa, almost any fan will do. But if you're trying to move cold air from one room to another, suddenly the fan becomes a completely different tool. And that's exactly how I ended up using this one. Not to blow air at me, but to move air through my home. A few months ago, SwitchBot sent me their new battery-powered fan to test. And honestly, my first thought was, do I really need another fan? After all, I owned fans before. They all spin, they all move air, and they all spend most of the winter pretending to be furniture. Usually very expensive furniture. But after using this one both here in my apartment and in my weekend house, I realized something. The interesting part wasn't the fan. It was what it allowed me to do with the air. And that's a very different story. We'll be starting in a couple of seconds. The obvious question, why this fan? Because let's face it, fans aren't exactly complicated technology. A motor, few blades, some buttons, job done. But what made this interesting wasn't any single feature. Almost every fan moves air. It was how all of these little things started adding up once I actually lived it. It can run from mains power or from built-in battery. It can be a floor fan, mid-height fan or a table fan. It even has a small remote neatly hidden in the back of the fan head, which is exactly where I kept forgetting I had left it. Thankfully, Home Assistant never forgets where the fan is. And then there is a Home Assistant. Through the local BLE or Bluetooth integration, I can control the basics, including horizontal and vertical oscillation. The cloud integration currently exposes more functionality, while the SwitchBot app still offers the most features, including, for example, controlling the internal LED light. Would I like to see more exposed locally? Absolutely. But that's really a limitation of today's integration, not of the hardware itself. The funny thing is, after a while, I stopped caring about half of those features anyway. Because once the fan was in the right place, all I really wanted was for it to start moving air whenever I needed it. This is where the fan stopped being just a fan, because on its own, it only moves air. Home Assistant is what decides when moving air actually makes sense. In my apartment, the first use case was obvious. The air conditioner already cools the living room perfectly well. The problem is getting that cold air further into the apartment. Instead of pointing the fan at myself, I pointed it towards the hallway. Suddenly, the cold air wasn't staying in one room anymore. It was traveling throughout the apartment much more effectively. The bedroom was the second use case. During the summer evenings, I usually open all the windows once the outside temperature finally drops. The fan isn't there to cool me down. It's there to help pull the cooler night air throughout the room, making the whole ventilation process much more effective. Exactly the same thing happened in my weekend house. Again, the air conditioner cools the living room without any problem. But the fan helps distribute that cool air much further into the house. Same idea, different house. And honestly, I can't wait for the winter, because I have a feeling this fan might become even more useful. Instead of helping the air conditioner spread cold air, it will be helping spread the warm air. The exact same idea, just a completely different season. One automation I'm actually looking forward to building combines this fan with the Tarkan smart window handle I reviewed a few weeks ago. Imagine Home Assistant opening the bathroom window after a shower, then automatically starting the fan in the bedroom to help pull the fresh air through the house. Knowing me, that one automation will probably turn into 3, but that's exactly why I enjoy building smart homes. Individually, these are just smart devices. Together, they become a system. As much as I like this fan, it isn't perfect. And surprisingly, my biggest complaint isn't really about the hardware. It's about how its Home Assistant controls are currently split between two integrations. This is future me talking from the Croatian coast. Looks like Home Assistant 2026.8 brought us some changes with Home Assistant integration for the SwitchBot fan, the BLE1. It got improved much more than I anticipated, including the LED lights, all the controls, fan speed, etc. etc. So keep that in mind when I talk about what's lacking in Home Assistant, well, before the latest updates. Through the SwitchBot Cloud integration, I can turn the fan on and off, adjust its speed, select preset modes like Direct, Natural, Sleep or Baby, and see the battery level. That's already a useful set of controls. But the cloud integration doesn't expose horizontal or vertical oscillation. For these, I need the local Bluetooth integration. The Bluetooth integration exposes both horizontal and vertical oscillation, battery level, and Bluetooth signal strength. It also reacts when I make changes to the SwitchBot app or the cloud integration, so the state remains visible inside Home Assistant. What I'd really like to see is those two sets of controls brought together, the cloud features available locally through Bluetooth, and the oscillation controls added to the cloud entity. That would make the integration feel much more complete. The only feature that currently seems to be missing completely from Home Assistant is control of the built-in light. The SwitchBot app still offers that, along with a full set of fan settings. Would I like to see all of that exposed inside Home Assistant? Absolutely. The good news is that the SwitchBot has already embraced Home Assistant over the last couple of years. Sometimes they release support for a whole group of products at the same time. And sometimes individual integrations take a little longer to catch up. So I'm optimistic this will continue to improve. There's also the question of the price. At 129.99 euros, this certainly isn't the cheapest fan you can buy. Interestingly, SwitchBot's original battery circulator fan has the same regular price, although at the time of the filming it's available for 97.47 euros. You are not buying this because it's the cheapest fan on the market. You're buying it because it fits into much bigger smart home picture. And the funny thing is, after a while I stopped caring about most of the extra features anyway. What mattered was much simpler. Whether I wanted more air moving through the house. It was there. Sometimes Home Assistant decided, sometimes I picked the Astrium remote, and occasionally I even pressed the button on the fan itself. Apparently, the old ways still work too. After living with this fan for a few months, I realized I was measuring the wrong thing. I wasn't measuring the fan, I was measuring the comfort. Did the living room cool down more evenly? Yes. Did fresh night air reach further into the bedroom? Yes. Did I spend less time thinking about where the air should go? Also yes. And honestly, that's what mattered. What mattered was that whenever the house needed air to move, it moved. Sometimes Home Assistant made a decision, sometimes I picked up the Astrium remote, and sometimes I simply pressed the button on the fan itself, because not every interaction needs to disappear, only the unnecessary ones. And strangely enough, I'm actually looking forward to winter, because I think that's when this fan might become even more useful. The exact same idea, the exact same automations, just moving warm air instead of cold air. That's why I don't really think of this as a smart fan anymore. I think of it as another building block inside Home Assistant. Home Assistant doesn't really care whether it's controlling a fan, a window, or an air conditioner. It only cares about one thing: making the house more comfortable. Turns out, Fans don't actually need to cool rooms. They just need to move the air where it needs to be. Thank you all for watching, and I really do hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, as always, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really means a lot. And also, as always, I want to say thanks to all those wonderful people that are supporting me and that have become YouTube channel members. Thank you all for all of your support. But let's not forget each and every one of you who has watched, shared, liked or commented on my videos. Thank you. If you too want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a YouTube channel member for only €2 or $2 per month. Or you can go to my merchandise store and grab something there. Last but not least, you can always send me super thanks, and I will be super thankful for that. I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun.